Hello, welcome to FM Tuition Academy. So it doesn't matter where you are watching me from. If you know you are a GCE student or you are somebody who is in grade 10, grade 11, grade 12, this is where you're supposed to do online tuitions. You know you want to do online tuitions, comment your WhatsApp number down and our team will get a hold of you. If you know that you are writing mathematics, physics, English, chemistry, biology, RE, civic education, accounts, all these subjects, you know that you are somebody who wants to do any of these, including English. Do you want to pass? Do you want to perform with excellence? Do you want to make sure you get that distinction? Comment your WhatsApp number and our team will get a hold of you so that you start your online tuitions. Now, today, by the way, for those ones who don't know my name, this is Teacher Frank, the genius, the GCE surgeon himself. So, in chemistry today, we'll be looking at a topic called atomic structure. Under atomic structure, we'll look at what is called an atom. Okay, an atom. What is an atom? That's the first thing you can ask yourself. For example, if you take an element like copper, you take an element like aluminium, you begin to crush it. You break that element, you crush it. After crushing that element, you get the smallest particle of that element. That's what an atom is. An atom is the smallest particle of an element. Okay? So, if this is an element, for example, this is an element. You crush it, and then you get the smallest particle of this element. This is an element. You crush it, then you get the smallest particle of this element. Is what is called an atom. Is what is called an atom. So this is an atom. An atom is the smallest particle of the main element. An atom is the smallest particle of the main element. Okay? An atom is the smallest particle of this element. This atom is what you use in the chemical reactions that you're going to be doing in chemistry. Okay? So, that's what an atom is. So, let's define what an atom is, because in the exam, they can ask you question 1, what is an atom? An atom is the smallest. An atom is the smallest particle of an element that takes part in a chemical reaction. Okay? The smallest particle of an element. Smallest particle of an element. Which can take part in a what? In a chemical reaction. Okay? Now, even if this atom is small, an atom may be small, but an atom is made up of particles. So, particles that make an atom. An atom, let me write it like this so you can understand it a little bit easier. So we say particles that make an atom include, particles that make up an atom include, we'll put include here, include, so there are 3 particles that make up an atom, 3 particles. So the particles that make up, here it's up, the particles that make up an atom include 1, These are the three particles, the fundamental particles that make up an atom. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. An atom is made up of protons. Okay, 1, 2, neutrons. Third, electrons. These are the three particles that make up an atom. You can call them particles that make up an atom, or fundamental particles that make up an atom, or subatomic particles that make up an atom. So an atom, despite an atom being the smallest particle of an element, it is small, but when you view it under an electronic microscope, you begin to see that it has got all these parts. You magnify the atom, no matter how small it is, you magnify it 1 billion times. You begin to discover that that atom, no matter how small, you begin to see that it has got other particles inside itself called protons, neutrons, and electrons. These are the three fundamental particles of an atom. So if in the exam they ask you, what are the three fundamental particles of an atom? You tell them protons, neutrons, and electrons. Those are the three fundamental particles of an atom. Or those are the three particles that make up an atom. Or those are the three subatomic particles that make up an atom. Okay, so I think you have understood that. I think that you have understood. Let me just get this. Okay, I think you have understood that. So I'll wrap this and then I explain the other part. Okay. So let's draw an atom so that you have an illustration, a diagram that shows an atom, just to expand your understanding. Okay, I'll draw a diagram that is representing an atom. I'll draw a diagram that is representing an atom, guys. I'll draw a diagram. Okay, diagram. Okay. So, an atom is going to be represented by this. Okay? Now I've magnified it. Okay? So it has got this, it has got that. I can just use, let me use 3 so that I can make you understand. Okay? So, the central part, the inside of this atom, is made up of this one, the inside part of an atom, the inside part, the one that is inside. This inside part is called the nucleus. The inside part is called the nucleus. Okay? The inside part. So the nucleus contains, this nucleus contains, what does it contain? The nucleus contains protons and neutrons. The nucleus contains protons and neutrons. Okay? The nucleus contains protons and neutrons. You have understood? The nucleus contains protons and neutrons. And then these ones, these other circles, are what you call shells. So this is the first shell, shell number 1. This one is the second shell, second. All these are called shells. Shells. So in these shells, you'll be finding what you call electrons. So inside here, you find a mixture of protons and neutrons. Inside here, you find protons For example, if these are protons, these will be protons and neutrons. So these two, I'll represent them using the protons so that they have a different color. So these two are protons, and then neutrons, maybe let me put black will represent the neutrons, for example. So there are 2 protons, 3 neutrons. And then in here, in the shells, I'll use a star to represent electrons. Okay? I'll use a star to represent electrons. Okay? So meaning the first shell, this first shell after the nucleus, this nucleus, inside the nucleus there are protons and neutrons. The first shell has got 2 electrons. This is the first shell. The first shell has 2 electrons, this one and this one. The second shell we are putting 8. There is 2 electrons plus another 2 plus another 2 plus another 2. That makes 2, 4, 6, 8. So this is the first shell, second shell. It can be even, you can write another one, third shell, fourth shell. It can go like that, as many shells as I want. So this was just a simple illustration so that you can understand a little bit more about this. Okay, I'll wrap this. I hope you have drawn. So this is the diagram of an atom. This is the diagram of an atom. It's an atom diagram. Okay, an atom diagram. A simple illustration of an atom diagram. When you magnify that a small part, it will look like this. You find that inside here you find protons and neutrons. These 2 protons, neutrons, and so on. So they differ in number. But inside you always find the protons and the neutrons. So sometimes in the exam they can ask you, what particles do you find in the nucleus? You already know it's protons and neutrons. Okay. There is such a thing as atomic number. Atomic number. Atomic number. What is atomic number? Atomic number, let me wrap so that I create space on top so that you can see it clearly. Atomic number, atomic number, atomic number. What is atomic number? Because they can ask you to define these terms. What is atomic number? What is atomic number? Okay. So atomic number. Atomic number. What is it? Okay. Atomic number is also called, the other name for atomic number is proton number. Proton number. Atomic number is the number of protons inside the nucleus. Remember I said the protons are found in the nucleus. So atomic number is the number of protons in the nucleus of an atom. Atomic number, it is the number of protons. Okay? The number of protons in the nucleus of an atom. Atomic number is the number of protons in the nucleus of an atom. That's what atomic number is. So when you count those protons inside, that's what is called the atomic number. Atomic number is the number of protons in the nucleus of an atom. Okay, that's the first one. The second one is they can ask you, now, atomic number can be represented by the symbol. So the symbol of atomic number, the symbol, it is a Z, like this, a Z. This is how we are going to present atomic number, represented by a symbol Z. Okay? And then we have got what is called mass number. Mass number. Mass number is also known as nucleon. Nucleon number. Mass number is also called nucleon number. Mass number is also called nucleon number. I hope you have learned something. So the mass number is also called the nucleon number. Okay. Okay, I hope you have understood. And then, what do we have here? The next part, what do we have? We have to define what this is. What is the definition of this? What is mass number? Mass number, it is the total. Mass number or nucleon number, they say define it. It is the total. It is the total or the sum of protons and neutrons in the nucleus. In the nucleus of an atom. Mass number, it is the total or the sum of the protons and the neutrons in the nucleus of an atom. The sum of the protons and the neutrons. So mass number, it is the sum of the protons and the neutrons. You already know what sum is. Sum means addition. Meaning when you add the protons and the neutrons, you form the mass number. And then mass number is the symbol. It is the symbol for mass number. Symbol. It is A. Mass number, the symbol is A. So, mass number, it means I'm adding protons plus neutrons, which will give me mass number A. So, protons plus neutrons will give me mass number A. You already know P means protons, N means neutrons, A means mass number. So, mass number, it is the sum plus protons and neutrons, or the total number of protons and neutrons. Mass number, it is the total number of protons and neutrons in the nucleus of an atom, or it is the sum of the protons and the neutrons. Okay? I think you have understood this part. Let's go to another part. I want to make sure we finish this topic, or at least we do the first part, so that you should know I don't want to take us too long. We just need to do this like in few minutes. So they can ask you to define what is mass number. They can even ask you what's the other name for mass number? Nucleon number. Okay? Total number of protons and neutrons. Okay. Now I'll write a table. This table will represent simple illustrations. So I'll write this table like this, guys. Okay, this table. Okay. I'll write something like this. Maybe I bring this here. I bring this here. And then I bring this here. I bring this here. And then okay, I'll write this like this. So particle 1, particle 2, particle 3. Okay. So Here I'll say the name of particle. So here I'll put first one is protons. Protons. Here the second one is neutrons. Here is electrons. Okay? And then here I'll put what you call charge. What charge is it? Here I'll put the mass of these particles. So protons are positively charged. Protons, by nature, protons are positively charged, meaning they are positive. So protons are positive, meaning they are plus. Neutrons are neutral, meaning they are neutral. So the charge is 0. Electrons are negative, meaning the charge is minus. So they can ask you which particle is positively charged. You should know it is a proton. Which particle is neutral with the 0 charge? Neutral. Which particle is negatively charged? You already know it is an electron. Okay, so what about the mass? The mass. Protons have got a mass of 1. Neutrons have also a mass of 1. But electrons have got a mass of 1,840. (1,840). 1 over 1,840. Okay. Which is equal to 0.0000 something. When you divide this, you can make this into a decimal. Okay, I think you have understood or you have learned something from these guys. Yep. So I want to ensure this lesson is not more than 30 minutes. Okay, so they can ask you to label this. Sometimes they can put X here and they say what is this and so on in the exam. So you need to know what this table is. Okay, I hope you're writing all these things I'm giving you. Okay, now what do we have? Let me show you another table of the first 20 elements that we'll be using so much in chemistry and their symbols. Okay, in chemistry when you're writing, use symbols. So the first 20 elements, first 20. So I'll write first 20 elements. Okay. The first element we have, element number 1. I hope they'll fit here. I'm hoping they'll fit 20 of them. I hope they'll fit 20 elements. I hope they'll fit. So here I'll put, what do we have? I can put here as element, the name of the element. Here I'll put atomic number. Here I'll put mass number. Okay? When I say atomic number, I also mean proton number. Okay? Atomic number. I think I've explained this. Mass number is neutron number. I told you the other name. Okay. So what are the first 20 elements? What are the first 20 elements we have? Okay. What are the first 20 elements that we have in chemistry? What are the first 20 elements that we have in chemistry? Okay. What are the first 20 elements that we have in chemistry? Element number 1, hydrogen. Element number 1 is hydrogen. Hydrogen. Can you see this? Element number 1, it is hydrogen. Hydrogen. Element, the hydrogen has got an atomic number of 1 and a mass number of 1. Second element is helium. Okay, I'll also write the symbols so that you can understand that. Let me do this. Okay, I'll remove these lines so that I can show you the symbols. Okay, to create space here. I want to see if I can squeeze in the one for the symbols, because the symbols are very important. So hydrogen, the symbol is H. Like H, like this. This is the symbol for hydrogen, okay? So the line starts from here. So hydrogen is H, okay? The second one is helium. Helium. The symbol for helium is He. Atomic number is 2, mass number it is 4. Atomic number is 2, mass number is 4. 3. Lithium. You need to know this by heart. Lithium, it is Li symbol, capital letter L, small letter I. Atomic number 3, mass number 7. 4. Beryllium. 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 Beryllium represented by Be, capital B, small letter E. It is 4, mass number 9. 5. 5, we have got what is called carbon. Carbon symbol C in chemistry. Atomic number 6, mass number 12. After carbon, no. Actually, this is boron, not carbon. This 5 is boron, sorry. Number 5 is boron. Number 5 is boron. Capital B, that's all. So, here we made a mistake. Here we made a mistake. So this is number 5. So boron is 5. And then mass number 11. Okay? And then we have what is called carbon 6. Carbon, it is 6. C. Carbon 6, mass number 12. Okay? Carbon 6, mass number 12. Number 7, we have what is called sodium. Okay, so after carbon, number 7 is nitrogen. Nitrogen, symbol N, is number 7, and then this side it is 14. Okay? Number 8, oxygen, symbol O. It is 8, this side 16. I hope it's visible. You're able to see those elements, huh? I hope it's visible. You're able to see those elements. Number 9, fluorine. Fluorine. It is F. It is number 9, and then this side 19. Number 10, neon. Neon. Neon, it is 10. Neon is represented by Ne. Neon, it is 10. This side it is 20. Okay? So the mass number, the atomic number is 10, mass number 20. After that, 11, it is sodium. Sodium. It is represented by N. You see, sodium is not represented by S. It is represented by capital letter N, small letter A, which is 11. The mass number is 23. Okay? After sodium, 12 is magnesium. Magnesium. So magnesium, okay, after this table, I think this will be the last thing you're going to look at because the marker is quite faint. And then the other part, we'll deal with it in the next segment. Okay? But you have to learn the atomic structure. Okay? So, and then magnesium is Ma. And magnesium is 1224. 13 is aluminium. Aluminium. Okay? I don't know if you can see the spelling very well, guys. Aluminium. Aluminium, which is abbreviated as Al. 13. Mass number 27. So I'll start. This is 13. Aluminium, Al. Aluminium, it is Al. A and L. Because there is no space down, I'll bring 14 here. So I'll wrap this and then I'll bring 14 here. Because we just want to write the first 20 elements. Guys, only the first 20 elements. Then we're done. That's all. So I'm writing this. Aluminium. Okay. So 13. 14 is aluminium, guys. 14 is aluminium. 14 is the silicon. 14. This is 13. So 14 is silicon. Silicon. We hope this marker does not end. We need to finish up to 20. I hope it will be visible. Silicon, it is Si. 1428. 15. Phosphorus. Symbol S. Silicon is Si, but phosphorus. Oh, sorry. Phosphorus is P. Phosphorus is P, capital P. Phosphorus is capital P. It is 15. This side, it is 31. 16 is sulfur. 16 is sulfur. Represented by S. It is 16, this side 32. 17, it is chlorine. Chlorine, it is represented by Cl. Capital C, capital L. These are in brackets, just to make you understand. So chlorine is 17. Mass number, it is 35.5. 18, it is argon. It is A, capital A, small r. It is 18. Mass number, it is 14. I'm sure you're wondering, how come I know these things by heart? Because I've been practicing chemistry for a very long time. So I understand. That's why I was saying, you need to do your tuitions with Teacher Frank the Genius. I have these numbers in my head. You can even verify them, you find that they're exactly. So, 19, it is potassium. Represented by K. It is 19. Mass number 39. Lastly, it is calcium, which is 20 elements. The last one is the 20th one, which is calcium. Represented by Ca, which is 20 and 40. 20 and 40. So these are the first 20 elements that you'll be dealing with when we are dealing with chemistry. These are the 20 elements you'll be dealing with. Thank you very much. So today we have learned about a recap of what you have learned on. We have learned on what an atom is. I said an atom, it is the smallest particle of an element that takes part in a chemical reaction. Now, an atom, no matter how small it is, when you view it under an electron microscope, you magnify it 1 billion times, you will realize that this atom, no, as small as it is, it has got 3 particles it is made up of. An atom is made up of 3 fundamental or subatomic particles. It is made up of protons, which are positively charged, and they carry a mass of 1. And also the atom is also made up, the second particle it is made up of, it is neutrons. Neutrons carry a charge which is neutral, meaning it is 0. And then their mass is also 1, the neutrons. And then electrons are negatively charged. These negatively charged electrons, they carry a charge 1 over 1840. You need to know these things, okay? The next thing we learned what is atomic number. I said the other name for atomic number is proton number. And proton number or atomic number, by definition, it is the number of protons in the nucleus of an atom. The next thing we learned of is mass number. Mass number, it is the sum of the protons and the neutrons in the nucleus of an atom. If you don't know atomic number 1, mass number 1, the next thing we learned, atomic number 1, mass number 1. The next thing we learned was helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon. You see, all these things, carbon, from carbon, we go to nitrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, oxygen. You see, you pass through all these up to the last one. The first 20 elements, you master their atomic number, their mass numbers. You know them by heart. This will increase your understanding and your perception about how to answer chemistry. Now, chemistry is very easy. Very easy. You make sure that you are practicing. Know these atomic numbers by heart. That way, when I ask you, what is atomic number for hydrogen? You already know hydrogen, 1. What about calcium? Oh, 20. You see, you have mastered it. The same way you master the multiplication table of 1 to 12, you can also master this one. It will improve and increase your chances of getting that distinction in chemistry. Remember, this is Teacher Frank the Genius, the GCE surgeon himself. Towards the end, we'll start dealing with exam and past paper revision to make you ready for the upcoming exam. Until then, keep living in the atmosphere of education and high learning attitude. I love you all.